Good evening, everybody. It's System Chalk here with what I believe is the 99th episode of the Apostle Obsonate run as Ike Upscribe. This should be the last of a series of videos that I've been doing sort of pre-recording, so if there's been a problem with the volume levels or you've otherwise been trying to communicate something about the last, I think, four, I apologize. I have been on vacation. I should be back, and we're ready to go. But that will also mean that this is the last of the videos where 30 seconds is dealt with. First 30 seconds is dealt with things completely unrelated to the task at hand. So we are setting our sights on the Evening Isles. The real question is whether or not we're going to be able to get another secret history, and it really does. In my opinion, here. Really, at this point, I should probably just say, well, let's just get on with it. Why wait? We've got enough money. Even if I'm going to be getting additional secret histories, surely I can do that as I am exploring my existing locations. And I'll be honest with you, I actually don't really have a good argument for why I'm not doing it that way. So I think I'll maybe just wait until I've got my sickness dealt with. We'll maybe make sure that we don't have any threats on the table. And I think I said once I get the final fragment of the host, we're going to move on. But yeah, we are going to be heading to the Evening Isles. There's a couple of things in the Evening Isles that will make my run a little bit easier. I believe one of these two should have it. Some of you who are fans of Cultist Simulator know exactly what item I'm talking about, but I won't talk about it till we've actually found it. Okay, got my commission for when it's ready. Let's go back to Glover and Glover again. We still want to deal with our health where we can. Again, no luck in terms of using the health to explore, so we'll pay for our medicine like we usually do. When I can, I'll get a commission from Jannings. So this happens to line up pretty nicely. I'm going to be able to turn in Madame Bichet's commission right away. What was requested? I probably should have... Oh, no, actually this gets the cooldown going for Madame Bichet, so this was the right order to do it in. This blood is going to turn into a potential liability because it's it turns into dread, and it's worth remembering that if we're exploring the Evening Isles, that means that we don't have the option of sending it to the auction house. So I may want to have a couple of plans in place for what happens if my if I generate a dread. I have some ideas about how to handle it, but we'll get the commission from Jannings now. It's not the end of the world if I can't. Oh, hang on, we already have the 6th fragments? Oh, fair enough. Whatever the next level of the host is. Okay. And Season of Ardor's coming up, so that will deal with any dread that emerges. However, that's way too early for that. It's way too early for what I would use it for. So, anyways. Let's augment the host. The host grows. More names for the list, which is equal parts sacred and secret. More faces for the great night. Now, I suppose one question I have here is, does it make any sense for me to, not start this expedition right away? I would clearly prefer to summon something. Oh yeah, I can explore Streets Strange by moonlight. Streets are strange in the hour called the Minuscate. I'm safe now. My adversary has not enough evidence to bring a case against me, and they found no new clues. And a courier has arrived from our delight with a single vial of their most holy blood. Alright. So, this is the point I would normally do a summoning. However, I don't have anything to summon. So we'll continue to do our expeditions. This does, however, mean that I am going to start going back into the Mansus. And the real hope here is that we get some knock lore, knock influence. There's other ways that I can summon, but I'm sort of resting on influences. That's what I normally use, and I got it. Visions pass me with Pavane grace, a window over a wood, a garden of ice, a shivering sun, a woman of glass. I will return home with reluctance. So given the fact that I'm given the fact that I am actually able to summon at least one, I think I am going to bring up the Callagine, and we'll hold off our trip to Fort Geryk. Sometimes it's nice to have the Maid in the Mirror as well. We do still have 2 Winter Disciples, so in the worst case, you know, we've got it handled. But having a Callagine is a nice little, you know, a nice little supplement. Actually, come to think of it, a percussagant would also be pretty helpful. Okay, the host assembled. We await only the keyholder, who must open the Kingskin Gate when our delight enacts the Grail. So, invite our final guest. Without the keyholder, all this preparation will be in vain. I don't remember who the keyholder is. Alright, gives me, again, I can... There's other stuff that I can do for now. Let's just get Velsine to repair the mirror, because that's basically something I have the option for right now. We're almost ready to go. 10 seconds on the treaties. And we're not going back to work. We're going to... We're going to summon something instead. So we'll take the Sunset Rite. We've got our knock. And then we just need some Winter and some Forge. Oops. Tristan, you can do this. Oh, I gotta do it the other way around. Forge for the Smoky Spirit summoning, Winter for its binding. It must know who will rule it. So one way the game will troll me is if there's a, you know, if it resists summoning. But you know, you gotta deal with it if it happens, right? I am still going to do commissions because I'm probably going to wind up having a bit of a push and pull with the host. What I think I will do is I'll try the talk just to see what I need as the final guest. I genuinely do not recall what the key holder is. So, the delight shall give, the delight shall take life, the delight shall not be sated. We must purchase the secret savers and infuse them with the hour's gifts. Assemble the host at the most auspicious time. Raise the resistless cry of the unceasing mysteries and share from the chalice murmurous. So no real hint there as to what we'll need. Season of Despair coming up. We're still okay with the Delightful Blood, but we're awfully close. So I'll probably need to keep an eye on it. And we need Bronze Spintrea for the mirror. Of course they do. Let's try and reassert control with passion. I'm actually getting a little impatient. Okay. The mirror is repaired. It shines again as it did once before. So, I'm going to head straight to the Peacock's door using the Watchman's Glass. Still not going to start the expedition because it would be nice to have the Callagine in there. And let's talk with... Let's start by talking with the... Actually, I've got a couple seconds left, so let's talk with Bichet first about a commission. Then we'll talk with the host to learn what we need. So again, this is just about making the most of the time that I have available. So, Grail Commission. And our final guest is, the Marinette, Our Lady of Wires. It reeks of rotten blood and it clacks its jaw each time it speaks. Perhaps there is a woman huddled beneath its cloth and bones. Perhaps it's some puppeteer's trick. I think I know this one. Oh man, it's occurred to me, it's been a really, really long time since I've done this one. My summoning will obey my wishes for now. Alright, on to Fort Geryk. So just a reminder, 300 years ago, a rapacious empire claimed an island ripe with tourmalines. Neither the empire nor the island are mentioned in any reputable history, but the governor's fortress remains. Perhaps his treasures remain. For that matter, perhaps he does too. So it doesn't immediately imply that you'll... I mean, so it's a fort, so, you know, sneaking might be implied as along with the presence of the former owner. But really, it's, you know, it's just because the Caligine has really been a faithful servant, and if we do wind up with, you know, the Suppression Bureau generating evidence as a result of these expeditions, it's just nice to have one in your pocket. A crumbling sandstone fortress broods over an empty bay. At night, the dead walk. By day, they lie in wait. In a sealed vault, the old governor's hoard awaits its plunder. So, again, I think we're going to need heart for the crossing. The dead will almost certainly want winter. Yeah, and the funny thing is we're probably actually going to need knock or lantern more than anything. Let's do... Yeah, we'll bring Violet along. Okay, what do I want to do with my work verb now that we've got that? I want to do commissions. Okay, Season of Suspicion coming up. That's probably not going to affect us on this run, but we want to be careful. It's actually a really good argument for me not submitting commissions so that I can avoid the extended attention of the Suppression Bureau. Alright, our expedition plans for the next challenge. It will consume funds. I can add funds now, or I could send another follower. So, Warded Door, Forge or Knock. We've got quite a bit of Forge from the Caligine already. And then, of course, Forge will also help us with the Western Sea. So, in this case, we'll bring Tristan along. Tristan has not been wounded. I, of course, need to add an extra funds as well. Okay, I don't want the Splendor, so we'll go back to the Red Church. Sadly, that was not the one to have the Vagabonds map, but I still stand by the decision. Each of the stained glass windows in the Red Church is devoted to a distinct appetite, and the scenes they show are from life. Last night, in one of the uglier windows, I saw the appetites of a certain public figure satisfied in private. I know he won't want this information made public. Perhaps he will show me some consideration. So at some point I will repair the glass, but for now we're just going to go back. So, as before, I want to see... So, Sulochana stubs out her cigarette. Yes, if you want to study the language with me, you can. Is there something else? So, the thing is, Sulochana will take kind of anything. There we go. An introduction to Our Lady of Wires. So, one of the things... This is probably one of the least intuitive steps. One of the big things about Sulochana is that she definitely... So a couple of the descriptions of her are suggestive, but more importantly, if you play the Dancer DLC, Sulochana definitely serves as a mentor, and it makes it a little bit easier to make the step of sort of, if you want to understand something, put the recipe in. So in this case, an introduction to Our Lady of Wires. You're really going to do it? Sulochana meditatively rocks the sole of one booted foot over the wreck of her cigarette. Then I'm leaving now. Don't worry, I'll send your message to the necessary sister. I'm sure she'll come, if there's blood enough. So the host is going to fall back a little bit, but we have the means to reassemble it. Again, it's a little bit of a tricky balance to keep that mystique up, particularly when the Suppression Bureau's snooping. So again, not much for me to do at the moment. We could do some painting, but I don't want to generate any more reputation, so for the time being, I'm going to content myself with more lore. Suppression Bureau is not going to find anything, so I'm not worried about that. And this is going to turn into Dread in a minute. So if I get contentment, so much the better, but for now I'm just gonna rest with it. All right, Sailor's Surety. Our forge skills represent plenty of expertise. We'll almost certainly make it through. So here I'm just going to add the funds, and then once we need it, we'll add the excuse me. We'll add the other winter follower. Okay, so if this is kind of the guaranteed map. still gonna go for it. Alright, incarnates. The very air is succulent with possibility. Pierce it and it might bleed. When one dreams of the Red Church, one hears the voices of the Grail's names, the Thirstleys and the Ivories and the Lovelies and the rest. Not all the Impausi are women, they might be heard to say. The hungers of women run no deeper than the hungers of men, but a mother is never far from her child at its birth, and that is not always true of a father. Come closer, and we will show you what we mean. So I think I'm just going to keep going through that door. Does mean I'm going to have a big repair bill, but... Okay, so the Suppression Bureau threat is now dealt with. Okay, so Our Lady of Wires is en route. Sulochana's sister, who is not usually named, save as Our Lady of Wires, she'll be here soon by night. So, probably not within 5 minutes, but that's a different matter. So we're turning in this in for Jannings just so that we can boost up the host again. Although, given that, so we're not really threatened right now, I think I'm going to let this Mystique hang out for a little bit. And what I will do instead... Yeah, I can live with this choice. Alright, it'd be a shame to waste this influence, so we're going to summon someone special. Neville, I need your hand for a second. And let's add Invocation, we'll add some Forge too. Summon one of the name emanations of the Red Grail. Azim may enter only where the Grail's power is strong, and it will choose to enter only when invoked with the Forge, with which it has flirted so often. Okay, so more commissions. Again, not a whole lot for me to upgrade, to be completely honest, but I'm working with what I've been given here. Not really ready for... Not really ready for Valsine to do a repair job yet. I'm mostly just kind of running out the clock on the host. I received the currency of the secret world, and my patron has let tantalizing information slip. So plenty of Mystique. If I want to start painting again, I can. I guess there's no real reason for me to... Yeah, We'll run the timer. The dead circle the edge of our vision like frayed dreams. The very air around us is chill with winter's might. Okay, to get the Vagabond's map. I saw the Red Church again last night, with its pews of bone, the stained glass and shades of ruby, the golden altar that beats like a heart. The night the names of the Grail gathered to speak, of those long who'd sworn off the pleasures of the bedchamber, save between a man and a man, and woman and woman. They still pay the tribute of delight, an Ivory said. They do not bear fruit, a Thirstly lamented. Then they fell to gossiping of the long in the house of Leith, and their deeds in the desert. I remember it still. So, we've got the ever-important 2 Vagabond maps, so we're going to stick those together. So I will use the final Wildering Mirror, again, just taking advantage of the resources that I have. And, yeah, like I said, I think I'm gonna run the clock out on the host. I'm not like 100% sure on this decision, but I'm committing to... Oh, damn it. I should have checked that. The dead draw back, their almost faces flat and watchful. They will not trouble us. So we should be fine. We should be able to push this ahead by 1, but it is inconvenient. So many rich aromas, like a feast upon the air, but first, and mostly, blood. So where I can, I'll add Azim. It's a little late. You know, obviously it would have been nice before I committed a Forge follower, but I won't look a gift summon in the mouth. This is a pretty decent pickup. It feels a little weird to not be using the work verb. The expedition continues. Our expedition plans. Each of the stained glass windows of the Red Church is devoted to a distinct appetite, and the scenes they show are from life. Last night, in one of the uglier windows, I saw the appetites of a certain public figure satisfied in private. I know he won't want this information made public. Perhaps he will show me some consideration. So no more trips to the Peacock store for a while. I have a knowledge challenge, which will... Again, it may be irrelevant. It might actually be that I just need this library, but I'll stick with it. This is going to be a bit inconvenient. I'll wait the 3 seconds so I can get a commission from Jannings, just so I can, you know, I can convert it into a Mystique early. There's other ways I can generate Mystique now that painting's available, but we'll almost certainly shatter this warded door. It's the advantage of having an Azim. Okay. Dusty facts have come clear in my brain, for now at least. I think I blew it. I can't do a repair without losing the host assembled. Okay. And we are at the end of our time together, but what I am going to do here is I want to see what happens once the Lady in Wires arrives. And while I'm at it, let's actually just get through Fort Geryk. So, all doors must open as all lives must end. This door has found its end here today. So we're almost done. I figure it's not too much to ask to get a little extra there. Okay. I've got some more work that I can do here, so we'll do a big heart commission first. Again, this is all going to be in reserve, but I could have actually preserved the host for much longer. I wasn't really thinking. All right, Marinette, Our Lady of Wires. It reeks of rotten blood, and it clacks its jaw each time it speaks. Perhaps there is a woman huddled beneath the cloth and the bones. Perhaps it's a puppeteer's trick. Marinette is not yet sated. Oh, not yet enough. Interesting. So we'll see what happens when we do that. Hope they want intuition, so... Ooh, we almost lost our glimmering there. That would have been terrible. Okay. We have a Season of Visions coming up in a second, so... This is a very precarious choice. Can the choice be precarious? Anyways, my illness has come for me. If I survive, I must taste the blood of our delight, and soon. So the reason I'm doing this is I really don't want to deal with the fascination. So we're going to wait the 44 seconds, and then we're going to... then we'll generate the fascinations. Okay, treasures lie before us. We're almost at the end. We'll also get a chance to see what happens with the Lady of Wires. More commissions, more good news. And again, nothing else for me to do with my work verb right now. Well, painting, but I don't have that much of a reputation, so... Okay, so let's see what happens when I talk with Marinette. Blood. Ah. Marinette always leaves the skin. Sometimes she leaves the bones. If we tell our loyal followers to close their eyes, it's over very quickly. Ooh. Well, this is going to be complicated to deal with. Fortunately, that's a tomorrow me problem. So, success. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, success. I'll know more soon. The governor's last move. A vault of Fort Geryk, a mosaic has been... Sorry, the vault of Fort Geryk, a mosaic has been laid out as a game board of stupendous size and complexity. A map of the Evening Isles. The sea tiles are lapis, the islands are nephrite and obsidian. There are toy ships and tin soldiers. The Isle of St. Thomas is sieged. Raven Isle is crowded with black chess queens. Among the game pieces, items of true power have been used as temporary markers. Was this an attempt to hide them, or did the governor know nothing of their real worth? So there's notoriety. We knew that was coming. Fortunately, they are considering the evidence, so there's no consequence for us yet. Good work, Callaghan and company. Okay, the time of division. So these are probably going to have quite a heavy impact on our sanity. Carcass Spark, the remnant of a greater radiance, glowing softly as decay, just possibly a mote of the divided sun. Ah, the true blood of Saint Januarius. The Thunderskin protected the one they call Januarius against the perils from every past. To this day, his blood keeps dancing. So we will be making some progress, and my deeds, my powers, my achievements, and the injustices perpetrated against me. Sounds like my kind of reading. All right, we are going to start our. You know what? We'll do it properly. I will leave this for the next episode. Pretty big find for us. I actually thought the true blood of Saint Januarius would have been. Personally, I would have thought that that would come up later in the Evening Isles. So, I might be lucky. We might be at the Vitulation in the next episode. But no promises. As always, thank you very much for watching. It's weird to do so many episodes in advance, so I hope this hasn't been too much of a hardship. I think it probably just won't come across in most of the videos, but as always, let me know what you think. You can use the comments, and if it is not too much to ask, I would definitely appreciate the subscribes, the likes, you know, all the things that help me get noticed. I've really enjoyed doing this series for all of you, but as always, I'm always looking to share it with more people. But as always, until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.